Life Audio.
On today's episode of Timeless Wisdom.
Dad, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, I need to add here, my father has been badgering me. I don't know if that's I think that's a fair word, actually.
I don't agree.
You didn't know it. You didn't let me finish.
Well, you said badgering.
No, you never badger.
I don't like the verb.
He doesn't like the verb. My father has been gently prodding me.
Good.
I knew it. I knew, you see. I knew. Now you know how I learned to speak well, folks. My father has been gently prodding me periodically not to ask him the same questions. He thinks you folks will be bored by the same questions because you all remember what they were and remember his answers. So actually, I do have some new questions. So here's one, for example, all right?
Shoot.
What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
I just thought I would ask it. You don't have a favorite color. All right.
No.
That's coming up on Timeless Wisdom with Dennis Prager.
When the world is just too much, turn it off and turn on positive, encouraging K-Love.
I'm gonna praise.
World off. K-Love on.
K-Love is sunshine for my soul.
I love K-Love.
Listen now on your radio, online, or on the free K-Love app.
K-Love makes me feel so good.
Positive, encouraging K-Love.
Welcome to Timeless Wisdom with Dennis Prager. Hear thousands of hours of Dennis's lectures, courses, and classic radio programs. And to purchase Dennis Prager's Rational Bibles, go to DennisPrager.com.
I'm Dennis Prager, and this is it, folks. An hour that many of you look forward to all year, and I'm laughing only because it's so true. And because it's my father, Max Prager's birthday, July 18th.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Yep, that's right. July 18th, 1918 is when my dad, Max Prager, was born, and it's become a fairly set schedule on this program to have him on July 18th. So, Dad, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, I need to add here, my father has been badgering me. I don't know if that's I think that's a fair word, actually.
I don't agree.
You didn't know it. You didn't let me finish.
Well, you said badgering.
No, you never badger.
I don't like the verb.
He doesn't like the verb. My father has been gently prodding me.
Good.
I knew it. I knew, you see. I knew. Now you know how I learned to speak well, folks. My father has been gently prodding me periodically not to ask him the same questions. He thinks you folks will be bored by the same questions because you all remember what they were and remember his answers. So actually, I do have some new questions. So here's one, for example, all right?
Shoot.
What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
I just thought I would ask a totally nonsensical opening question. Is that
And
true,
you got
by
a
the way?
nonsensical answer.
Oh, it isn't yellow. You don't have a favorite color. All right.
No.
All right, here is one, though. This is not nonsensical, but I've never asked you this. What's your favorite movie?
Don't have any.
Really? By the way, are you a big movie fan?
Not at all.
Very interesting. You rather watch a Mets game?
Oh, much.
Fascinating.
Much.
Never been a big movie fan. I love movies. All right. By the way, talking about that, we'll get into heavier stuff, and we're going to have a lot of opportunity for callers to ask you questions this year.
Good.
But so what I wanted to ask was in reference to the Mets. You are a Mets fan, correct?
Correct.
Were you a Mets fan from the year they began?
Exactly.
Because it was a substitute for the Brooklyn Dodgers?
Exactly.
Uh-huh. And that's why you don't root for the Yankees?
I root for them only because my grandchildren are Yankee fans.
Yeah. How did that happen, by the way?
What, did that have grandchildren?
No. That we know how that happened. We don't know how the other happened because the grandchildren who root for the Yankees are my brother, your older son's children.
Correct.
But he was an anti-Yankee fan.
True, but I guess he didn't transfer his allegiance or lack of allegiance to them.
I guess not. So now, and Mom also is a big Mets fan.
Tremendous.
And so you two enjoy watching Mets games and not movies.
In fact, she's more rabid than I am.
Well, that was true as well, you told me, for the New York Rangers, the hockey team.
Much more rabid than I am.
You used to go to Rangers games, is that
very
right?
Often.
Yeah. I did too as a kid. I enjoyed that a lot. All right, let me give the number here, 1-8-PRAGER-776. I do actually have a list in front of me. Since I did take your advice, there are going to be a number that might correspond to previous years, but there are different questions that I do want to ask you.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
It's just coincidental that the first time you interviewed me on the radio on my birthday was on your son Dennis's bar mitzvah 10 years ago.
My son David.
And today is the first time you're interviewing me after his wedding.
That's right.
So let's hope it'll continue for many years.
You mean many joyful things and our many interviews.
Good.
Yes, exactly. Now I have to ask you though, 88 is a tall number for an age. I mean, we'll be honest here. What I want to know is, most people, I could speak for me. When I think of my age, I think, wow, I can't believe it because I feel 24. When you say you're 88, does it seem to you you're 88, or is your internal chronology much lower?
Much, much lower. Much lower. In fact, everything that I like, everything that I'm interested in has not changed since my 20s.
Yeah, so you don't have the sense, I guess I
don't have the sense of aging.
Yes, exactly. Well, partially because you've aged with your wife, my mom, thank God.
No, I've also been very fortunate.
I
had my annual physical last week, and the doctor says to me, Mac, there isn't a thing wrong with you. Now, that's a hell of a good report at my age.
And you ascribe that to a particularly healthy lifestyle?
I do not. I don't know about that, but I think I once told you this. I don't know whether it's on the radio or not, but to me, my attitude is a great factor in my being healthy and my having longevity.
And that attitude is
that
gratitude.
Attitude is don't let adversity make a sick man out of you. You just shrug it off and continue.
Because that's part of life, inevitably.
You can't allow adversity to conquer you, because it affects your health, and I think it affects longevity as well.
Yeah.
Tension is the worst thing in the world.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And you do have an ability to shrug it off.
Oh, yes. That's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's, it may be,
I think it's
genetic, because my father had it.
Well, it's also, I think it's learnable, or the human species is really in trouble. But I think you're right. I think that there is a built-in ability. I have that, too.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree. But I've tried to give it to others because that's why I do the happiness hour and so much.
I don't think it's easy to give it to
No,
others.
it isn't easy, but
not at all.
We have to try.
You could try.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, here's a question that I was thinking about. And you know what? I think we're going to have Mom on this year for her birthday, too.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
I think she'd do very well.
There's no doubt in my mind. And I'll ask her this, but I'll ask you this. Do you think, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being unbelievably easy, 10 being unbelievably difficult, how were you to live with as a husband? 1 extremely easy.
Well, I think you better ask her that.
Well, no, but your self-perception. I will. But what is your self-perception?
I'll be frank with you.
Yeah.
I think you know this. It's in my book as well. That after 2 years of going with Mom, and I was at the big age of 20, so she must have been 19, we broke off for some reason, and it was a weekend, just for 1 weekend. And apropos of what you asked, and one of my close friends said to her, you know, Hilda, I think you're very lucky that Mac broke off with you. He's a nice guy, but he's difficult. The Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
However,
Fine, we'll leave it at that.
I don't think as I say, it's hard for me to tell you or to answer your question. I think it's easier. I'll tell you this. She's changed me quite a bit. Mm-hmm. I was intolerant of a lot of things, which is, again, genetic from my mother. Tremendously intolerant, and she helped me to a great extent to get rid of that.
Now, you're married, 65 years?
September will be 66.
Yeah, that's quite remarkable. Alan tells me that you told him that you get 10 hours a night of sleep?
Yes.
Since when?
This is, I would say, the last year or so.
Oh, the last year or so. Okay.
Oh, not before.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, when you were my age, how much sleep did you tend to get?
Oh, maybe 6-7 hours.
Okay, fine. All right, well, that's
normal amount for
a
working man, you know.
Right. I was thinking about.
But remember, I'm retired, so I can sleep.
About retirement. Are you a fan of retirement?
I think we once discussed it. It's a question of what you call retirement. Retirement from what? I think that's important. Retirement from what? If you mean retirement to just sit around and wait for your next meal or to watch television, then I'm certainly against that. I believe the mind, like the leg, the muscle, the heart, the brain is an organ. That organ has to be completely and at all times usable, just like the other parts of your body have to be used. Otherwise, you become atrophied.
All right, hold on. We're going to take a break here. By the way, Dan, when we come back, my first call is going to be from Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
Because he has a very important point about why asking some of the same questions are very worthwhile. 1-8-PRAGER-776, my father's birthday, July 18th, born 1918, 88 today. I'm Dennis Prager. We continue.
This episode of Timeless Wisdom will continue right after this.
If you're eating less, staying disciplined, and the weight still isn't coming off, the problem may not be your effort, it may be your metabolism. After years of stress, dieting, and lack of sleep, the body adapts. It slows down and holds on to fat. That's why PhD Weight Loss focuses on your metabolism first, so your body stops working against you. Mention Prager today and receive 2 free weeks plus free food, a $1,500 value. Call 864-644-1900. That's 864-644-1900.
Now, back to more of Dennis Prager's Timeless Wisdom.
You're listening to the Dennis Prager Show. Every year on July 18th, I have my father on the show. My father lives in New Jersey, and he's on by phone. It is his birthday. He's 88 today, and I must say, you know what? When I think about that is, and I don't, I don't engage in silly compliments or meaningless statements, but I don't detect any deterioration in your energy. I'm talking about, I don't mean physical energy. I mean, your legs are not the same that they were, obviously. But your mental energy, your mental acuity, your dynamism has not.
And love for life.
And love for life. And I again, that may just be built in, but I don't. I'm your son. I could detect it. It's just, it doesn't seem to be there. Am I right, or is it very subtle?
While you happen to be right, but I am blessed, and probably you are as well with your brother, that Mom is the same way.
Yeah, that's right. I agree with you.
She'll be 87.
Yeah, neither of you. That is correct.
And she'll be the same way.
Yeah. And
I'm just gifted that I have her for a wife, and that's maybe perhaps we get along so well because of that.
Well, it certainly helps.
That neither one of us has ever shown a depression.
Right.
I mean, everybody has trouble, and yet we get over it, the two of us.
Yeah. We're going to go to Omaha for a call. Mike is the operations manager, Mike Shane, for my station, KOTK 1420 in Omaha. Mm-hmm. Mike, it's a pleasure to have you on with my father, Max Prager.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure, too.
Thank you. Good. So I want my father to hear what you have to say.
Okay. Well, you said you have done this every year, and I guess for 10 years. Your show came on here in Omaha in December, this past December.
Right.
And I did the math, and that would mean that we've never heard what he has to say to any of those previous questions here in Omaha. So it would be interesting for us to hear some of those answers, some of those questions.
Exactly. That's what I try to tell my father. It's not the exact same listeners as last July 18th. And even if they are, they want to hear this again. People, it cracks me up when my father...
Yeah, but I feel terrible.
You does.
You know why?
Mike, you made my day.
Everybody remembered everything I said.
That's good. That's a good line.
Okay.
You know what? I'm more humble knowing I do this every day. What did you say, Mike?
I said we might have remembered it if we'd heard it before.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Thank you. Really good point. It's a great to be on in Omaha. It's an important city to me because of many reasons, including my dear friend Joel Alperson's city there. So we will have some repeats. By the way, folks, you should know my father has been writing his autobiography, and it's on his website, maxprager.com. And it has elicited more interest than you could ever have imagined, right?
Correct.
That's the beauty of the Internet and the beauty of your writing. How long is it now?
About over 300 pages.
And what year are you up to?
1986. But you know what I do? Things that happen, like mom's surgery, my surgery, things that occur in our lives that I feel are important, I immediately write up on it. And then I continue chronologically.
Well, I'll tell you what is
like a wedding, you know.
What is staggering to me is your prodigious memory. I mean,
you cannot write an autobiography or memoirs without it.
Yeah, I think I'm stuck then.
I tell people,
I don't have
even
it.
begin to write it.
Yeah,
you have to have a mem. My book starts from the age of 4, and I write about events that occurred in my life at the age of 4. And people who read it say, "Oh, come on, Mike, it's impossible." I said, "Look, believe me, I'm not lying." And I name names of people that were there. And that's ridiculous. I'm amazed myself.
I know this we didn't do in the last year or maybe even 2, and I do want to review this for a moment. And we have a full board here around the country. We want to ask you questions, and we're going to get to a lot of people. But I want people to understand, to get a grasp, especially younger people, to understand the technological changes you have witnessed. For example, did you grow up with a refrigerator?
No. I grew up with no steam, no steam in the house, and no electric.
So how did you keep meat, for example?
We kept meat in an ice box.
Literally an ice box.
The men came up every day and delivered blocks of ice. And then they had a pan underneath the ice box where it drained off. And God forbid if you went out sometime and didn't take care of the pan, that poor neighbor downstairs had a flood. And we also put stuff on the fire escape.
Right. Well, in the winter.
Yeah. That's all in my book, by the way.
Could you, I know that. Again, maxprager.com. You get my father's autobiography.
Right.
And now, I just want to understand the ice box. Is it literally a block of ice?
No.
It's ice in a box.
It looks like a refrigerator today. It was usually wooden, and the top of the ice box or the top shelf carried the ice, and that ice kept cool the entire box. And the other shelves, you put your food.
So how? Oh, I see. Okay, and there were ice.
I still remember a fellow would bring up a big block of ice for 15 cents.
Huh. Amazing. So, okay, now you said you didn't have steam.
No. Now, it's again in my book. What happened was for $2 extra rental a month, they then put in steam radiators with steam, and for $2 extra a month, you got electric.
And how did you have heat?
In other words, the tenant had the option.
Right. How did you
either taking it or not taking it.
How did you have heat in the winter?
Oh, we had a big oven in the kitchen, which served the purpose of heating really a very small area. I mean, you have 5 rooms, you can't heat the entire 5 rooms from a stove. So it would heat probably the kitchen and maybe the nearest room next to it, and also we used that for cooking.
So were the other rooms cold in the winter?
Freezing.
Well, I got that
Freezing.
answer. And you slept with your brother?
Yes, I slept with my brother till he got married, believe it or not.
You never had your own room?
No.
The idea must sound like a palace to you.
No.
Your own room. Okay, you slept with your brother.
That's right. Who snored.
Uh-huh. How do you know you didn't?
Pardon?
How do you know you didn't?
Because he never complained.
Maybe he just... We both know your late, wonderful, terrific brother, Murray.
Oh, the greatest.
The greatest, yes.
I miss him terribly.
Yeah, we all do. It's a real... And you had 2 sisters who are also
And,
gone.
you know, he had my attitude, too.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember Murray's attitude.
I
very
adored
much
him.
like I am.
I adored him.
Am I right?
Yeah, no, well, not as much. I think he let things bother him. Oh, no, you're right. I'm thinking of his wife.
Exactly.
No, you're right. He didn't. You're right.
No, he was like I am.
You're right. That's right. I didn't think of that. It's a very lucky Prager trait, if indeed
and
it is
one
genetic.
of my sisters was like Gus as well.
Yeah.
Man.
All right.
Anyway.
We'll take calls. We'll be back in a moment. It's Max Prager's birthday, and I'm telling you, this is how he sounded 30 years ago. I mean, it's a phenomenon in my mind. We'll be back. 1-8-PRAGER-776.
This episode of Timeless Wisdom will continue right after this.
If you're eating less, staying disciplined, and the weight still isn't coming off, the problem may not be your effort, it may be your metabolism. After years of stress, dieting, and lack of sleep, the body adapts. It slows down and holds on to fat. That's why PhD Weight Loss focuses on your metabolism first, so your body stops working against you. Mention Prager today and receive 2 free weeks plus free food, a $1,500 value. Call 864-644-1900. That's 864-644-1900.
Are you enjoying Timeless Wisdom? We'd love to hear from you. Call 877-243-7776 and leave a review, share your thoughts, or just even an encouraging word for Dennis. Your voicemail might just make it on the show. That's 877-243-7776. That's 877-243-7776. Thanks for listening and for your support. Now, back to more of Dennis Prager's Timeless Wisdom.
You're listening to the Dennis Prager Show, my annual dad's birthday show. My father is born July 18th, 1918. You'll do the math, and he's on with me and as energetic as ever. Let me take some calls from around the country, Dad, okay?
Sure.
Let's go to Scott in Colorado Springs, Colorado. You're on with Dennis Prager and Max Prager.
Thanks, Dennis.
Hi.
Mr. Prager Sr., happy birthday to you and many more.
Dad, did you hear him?
Not at all.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Many more happy birthdays to you, Mr.
Yeah,
Prager
he's wishing you a happy birthday, Dad.
Oh,
I don't know if it's
you.
the connection or the hearing aid issue.
No, I heard you. I don't have a hearing aid on, but I heard you very well. Perhaps the callers.
Okay, fine.
Maybe speak a little louder.
All right, Scott. Yeah, you'll speak up, Scott, and go ahead.
Your insights and perspectives are of great value. And one more comment. You were both, the two of you are both a testament to very healthy father-son relationships.
Thank you.
I
guess thank him.
Thank you. I heard he
No,
said,
thank me too. Actually, thank both of us. Go ahead.
It's a two-way street.
That's right.
Mr. Prager Sr., a question. At 88 years old, are you any less or more hopeful for humanity now than you were, say, 50, 70 years ago?
Did you hear the question, Dad?
just repeat that.
All right, I will. Are you more or less or equally hopeful for humanity as, let's say, 50 years ago?
That's what I thought he said.
Yeah.
Much, much, much less.
Less hopeful.
Much less hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. We had very little technology that we have today, right?
Mm-hmm.
But somehow the enmity, hatred that exists in the world was not evident at that time at all. Although we had wars, of course, but this hatred, never like this.
What hatred
Never.
are you
And it's
referring
not
to?
Only the different cultures, But there seems to be a people of the same culture who can't stand each other, which I never saw in my day. That's what I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with other cultures hating other cultures.
So
you know what I mean?
So let's not talk about humanity. Let's narrow it to America. Are you less hopeful about America?
In what way?
Anyway, do you think that it has as bright a future as you thought it would have a bright future 50 years ago?
I would say about the same.
Okay. So you're more optimistic about America than humanity as a whole.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, well, we certainly share that. Okay.
No question about it.
All right, Scott, bless you. Thank you so much for calling. In Scottsdale, Arizona, it's is your name Linwood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hi, Linwood. You're on with my dad and me, Dennis Prager and Max Prager. Hi.
Thanks so much. First of all, congratulations, Max,
you.
on 88 wonderful years. It has to be enormously gratifying to you to have two sons who have done very, very well
Very
in their
grateful.
respective enterprises.
Extremely.
Yes. My question for you, Dennis has made what many of us listeners would regard as progress from old liberalism to conservatism somewhere in the 80s, Dennis?
Yeah. Well, I changed parties in the 80s. My values predate that by many years, but I was a Democrat till the mid-90s, actually.
And so my question for Max is, did Max come along with that, or are you reflective, Dennis, of what has been part of Max and his wife's heritage for years and years?
Good question. It's amazing that Dennis, his brother Kenneth, and I all were very, very rabid Democrats. And we changed without even influencing each other. We all did it on our own. That is amazing.
Yeah, it is, actually. I didn't know that you had changed party affiliation.
Oh, sure.
See, there you go. Well, you see,
we
Dad,
never discussed it.
Dad, this is what I contend. Tell me if this is how you feel. I contend that my values have stayed pretty much the same. It's that liberalism has redefined itself.
Oh, much more to the left.
Yeah, okay.
Much more to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I can go back a lot further than you or most of your callers.
Yeah,
Right?
that's certainly true. Yep. Okay, good. We'll continue here. Joliet, Illinois, and John. Hello, John. You're on with my dad and me. Hi.
Hi, Dennis. Great show.
Thank you.
I was hoping you'd mispronounce the name of the town. Sometimes you do that.
I do often, yes.
Okay. I wanted to ask your dad, how old was he when he came here, and where did he come from?
He must be kidding.
No, Dad, he's not kidding. We'll get the answer when we come back.
Okay.
That's why I don't think he has a talk show host future. You don't say that to a caller. We'll be back in a moment. I'm Dennis Prager. All righty, welcome back to the Dennis Prager Show, the special, truly special hour each year that I spend with my father on his birthday, July 18th. John, in Illinois, why do you feel that my father wasn't born in the United States?
Well, I was under the impression that you came here just after World War II, that you were like the first Prager born here.
Oh, how interesting. Okay, well, in fact, I'm third-generation American, as it happens, because I have a grandparent born here, too. But let Dad tell about your parents. Of course, you were born in Brooklyn.
Correct. That's why I thought he thought I came from another country.
Oh, I see. Because
my Brooklyn accent.
Brooklyn. You don't have a Brooklyn accent.
Oh, thank
but you have a Bronx accent.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. You don't have any. But very quickly, where were your parents born?
In Poland.
And they came when?
Dad came in 1904 when the Russo-Japanese War broke out, and he had already served in the Russian army, so he was fearful that they'd call him back. So he had just gotten married to my mother, and so he emigrated to the U.S., and 2 years later he brought over my mother, and all children were born here.
So they came in 1904. He came in 1904, and your mother in 1906.
Correct.
How how well did either parent speak English?
My father spoke no English. He understood English very well, but he just didn't care to speak it. I don't know why. He spoke Yiddish. My mother could speak English and understand English.
Mm-hmm.
You see, he worked all day long with people who only spoke Yiddish.
As I have said to you on a number of occasions, thank God there was no bilingual education when you grew up.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, just it's
they'd have Yiddish classes.
Well, exactly, and you would have been hampered terribly in your work.
Of course.
A couple of autobiographical reviewing here. You most wanted to be a medical doctor?
Yes, always wanted it, but of course the Depression came, and I was lucky that I was the youngest sibling, so the other three siblings all worked. And that enabled me to go to college during the day, which was a rarity among people at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the children from my neighborhood, when they worked, and went to college at night.
Do you ever remember experiencing any anti-Semitism as a kid?
In fact, never. I personally never. In fact, I had friends who were black. I had friends who were Italian. And there was never a question of diversity of action. We were diverse, but we acted like one people.
Mm-hmm. Just played with each other.
Oh, we played ball all the time.
Yeah, which is another interesting thing. I often think about that. You have commented often you would stay out all till basically bedtime playing in the street.
Correct. I came home 8 o'clock at night from school as a child of 7. On a trolley car, believe it or not. I traveled by trolley car. The school let out at 7, from 7 in the morning, including Sundays.
That's because it was a Jewish religious school.
And I still loved school tremendously.
Yeah, I didn't inherit that from you. Yeah. Now, but the playing is the interesting thing to me.
Oh, yes.
You would play. When did you eat supper?
I'd come home, have supper. Everybody already ate. Then I'd go down.
So wait a minute. This is very interesting because a lot of people have this image of any family, especially from the past, that they had family dinner every night.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Everybody ate when they came home. and we're
talking the 1920s.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. Then I'd go down for an hour and play with my friends, and then some of the siblings were asleep when I got up. And here I'm 7, 8 years old.
Is it fair to say that your environment raised you at least as much as your parents did?
Environment did what?
Raised you.
You mean environment outside the house?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my time was spent outside the house.
Right.
My house was for two things: sleeping and eating.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Nothing more.
See, that's a huge difference today because we're fighting our environment to raise children.
Coming home, watching television, we didn't have that. Your everything, your social life, your athletic life. And I was always an athlete. Was always in the street.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore.
Yeah, that's right. What was your first car?
Oh, I bought it. It was right after I came home from the Navy.
That's what. So what year is that? 45.
I bought a used Chevrolet. I mean 46.
Uh-huh.
A used Chevrolet from a client of mine. Still remember the name. I won't mention his name, of course. And I bought this car. My father was thrilled that I came home with a car.
Yeah.
It was like I was Rockefeller's son after that.
Yeah, I could only imagine. By the way, did cars in those days come in two colors, black and black?
No. Oh, you mean two different colors?
No. In other words, were all the cars black? Because whenever you see films of...
No.
So what
in
color...
fact, I still remember the car that I bought.
Well, what color?
And I painted it a light green.
That's beautiful.
Still remember that.
Light green.
Light green, yeah.
Should have stuck to the maroon.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's quite a color to paint it, yeah.
Turquoise.
So it was a used Chevy.
Oh, yes.
And do you remember it well?
Very well.
I'd love to.
Then
Do you have a picture of it?
No.
Oh, what a bummer.
Then I went, then after that I started to buy DeSotos.
I remember that. That's all I remember of DeSotos.
I bought DeSotos for quite a while.
And they were all two-tone blue.
That's correct.
Yeah, I know. There was no other. I didn't know DeSoto came in any other color, actually. We'll be back in a moment with another segment with my dad. But God, this goes fast. You can visit my father. You could even write to him through maxprager.com, where he has his autobiography. We continue on the Dennis Prager Show. You're listening to the Dennis Prager Show. My father, Max Prager, on his birthday, and his website is www.maxprager.com. You could read his autobiography, and it is absolutely fascinating. And, Dad, this has really been fast and fun, I must say, and you got your wish. I did not repeat almost any questions from the past. We'll do that next year.
You don't realize how much I enjoy it, Dennis.
Yeah, I love it, too.
Let's hope we do this for quite a while.
Yes, that's exactly my hope.
That would be great.
It's been a very rich year for us, and certainly with the happy occasion. You came out for Aaron's bar mitzvah. We went to Florida for David's wedding, and you're coming back to California for Anya's wedding.
Wonderful.
It's been you and Mom have really traveled, and I am very grateful to that.
Let's keep it up.
I agree. Rich in Denver. Hi, Dennis Prager and Dad Max.
Good morning, gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to pay a sincere compliment by telling you that your son challenges me intellectually, and to me that's the highest compliment I can give.
Well, I thank you.
Thank you very much.
He thanks you too. Okay.
But I knew this a long time ago.
As a new father, my twin daughters were born about 5 months ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I don't have my father around anymore to get advice. So what I'd like to ask is, what would you recommend I do, and how can I be as good a father as possible?
Dad?
Dennis, you want to repeat that?
Yeah. He just had twin girls.
I heard that.
What would you recommend for him to be as good a father as possible?
Well, it's not something you could read in a textbook, and it's not something you could. I think parenting is a gift. It's a gift like any other gift that's given to a person. I don't think you can. I've seen it. You either have it or you don't.
Well, we have to. I know you believe a lot in a lot of built-in traits, and you're right.
Very much so.
But we have to be able to convey, otherwise we're doomed because,
All right, then all I could say is that you must be a disciplinarian, but a tremendous amount of love to be given to the child.
And there's a word
that... no time to be his or her friend. Continue to be the parent. Because too many people say, my child is my friend. They have friends on the outside. They don't need you. I don't think you do the child a bit of good by saying, I'm your friend. Be their parent. They should know that you're their parent, and they'll always love you.
Well said, Dad. It was really fast, really good.
Good.
Tell Mom to prepare for October 24th.
Exactly.
Okay, Dad.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
Happy birthday, Dad, from
Thanks
me
again.
and all my listeners. All right, folks. Again, his website, maxprager.com, and it was a wonderful hour, and we continue on the Dennis Prager Show.
This episode of Timeless Wisdom will continue right after this.
If you're eating less, staying disciplined, and the weight still isn't coming off, the problem may not be your effort, it may be your metabolism. After years of stress, dieting, and lack of sleep, the body adapts. It slows down and holds on to fat. That's why PhD Weight Loss focuses on your metabolism first, so your body stops working against you. Mention Prager today and receive 2 free weeks plus free food, a $1,500 value. Call 864-644-1900. That's 864-644-1900.
Now, back to more of Dennis Prager's Timeless Wisdom.
Hi, everybody. This is Dennis Prager. Oh, major echo there. Yeah, we'll be back in a moment, folks. Okay, we're good now. And this is a little difficult today because it's my first day back with you. My dad died, as many of you know. And Mark Eisler, thank you so much for your 2 days of terrific radio for me. And my father died, and I left the what we call in Judaism a house of mourning, where people just visit and you reminisce about the deceased. And I decided to share that with you. I thought about this long and hard, but the truth is I have a I don't want to sound platitudinous, that's why I'm hesitating. But I do have an emotional or personal relationship with you, my listeners, that transcends a normal radio show. And normal radio shows are great. This is not a statement about any other show. It's just I've realized over the course of years that I have a sort of bond. So I decided that I would devote the show today to my dad, to death, to parents, to children. So it's a whole micro show, as it were. There's always a lot to talk about in the world, but we don't live only in the world. That's why my show is half micro, half macro. I think maybe 60% macro. But you know what I'm talking about. Life should not be only one or the other. If you don't care about the world and you only live for family and friends, that's not healthy. And if you only care about the macro and you don't make a family and you don't have intimate friends, that's not healthy either. Life should be both the macro and the micro. So I have a lot of thoughts, and I'd like to share them with you, and I'd like to take your calls because so many of you have lost a parent or both parents, as I now have, and have your own world of thoughts and feelings. So the first thing to say about my case here is that I was unbelievably fortunate to have a father till the age of 96 and a mother till 1 month short of 90. And until my mother died at 90, my father was spectacularly energetic. He was on my show every year on his birthday. You heard one example of that played yesterday, in the third hour of the show. Spectacularly energetic, feisty, full of vim and vigor, loving life. And then my mother died, and half of him died. That's the way he would put it. And those of us who knew them knew that that was true. She was the love of his life. I don't only mean the woman love of his life or the romantic love of his life. She was the love of his life. He liked a lot of people, but he loved her. And that was shattering. But he didn't complain. He cried a lot. But he didn't complain. He just kept saying how lucky he was to have her for 73 years. And then 2 years or 2.5 years after that, my father had surgery, and he came out of the surgery paralyzed from the waist down. So that was that was a bad blow to a man who was still driving his car and thoroughly 100% independent. And my father said something that was very powerful, and it's truly to his credit. He said to me, and he said to my brother, there were just two of us, he said to his two sons and to others as well, I have led an utterly blessed life, and now God wanted me to experience what most of the rest of the world has experienced. It was a very touching thing, and that was entirely in keeping with my father's disposition. He wrote an autobiography, which you can actually read. It's online. It's also in hardcover, which I don't know if it's available. I'm not telling you to buy it, but you might want to check the autobiography at maxprager.com. There are a lot of pictures of him in the Navy, which was one of the great highlights of a life filled with highlights. He fought in World War II for years in the Pacific. Ended up I think a lieutenant commander in the U.S. Navy, and then finally retired in the early 50s. Loved it. Loved every minute of the Navy. In fact, he loved every minute of life. That's the point. He was a sort of larger-than-life figure, and was just in love with life. He got a big kick out of everything. He once said to me that he doesn't want to die because he doesn't want to miss the next technological innovation. He was a big fan of the latest in technology. I guess he passed that on to me. I have a very similar feeling. And that it's difficult to summarize anybody's life, but that vim and vigor and zest for life, strong opinions, let you know what they were. Very, very strong, very, very strong ethical component to his life. There were scandals in New York City where he lived or where he worked, I should say. And he was the accountant for many businesses. He was a terrific accountant, a certified public accountant. At least did mine until his early 90s. Did my taxes, and he was a great accountant. And there were scandals in, I don't know, the 60s or 70s in New York City where nursing homes were involved in fraud, and he was the accountant for some nursing homes. And they had told him to fudge figures, and he told them to shove it. And they ended up out of jail because he was their accountant, whereas a lot of executives of nursing homes ended up in jail. Very, very strong sense of that. I'll talk about our relationship later on, but I want to speak about him because obviously you're influenced by a parent, and certainly boys by fathers. Sometimes for the negative, and sometimes for the positive. In my case, overwhelmingly for the positive. He had that ethical commitment. He was a freewheeling spirit. He spoke of sexual matters at the Sabbath table. He was an Orthodox Jew, but he was extremely worldly. Part of his naval experience, and just his temperament. Very, very free spirit in the sexual realm. All of the grandchildren were just sitting around. We were all together, these past few days, and reminiscing about the comments that he would make, which were pretty robust, shall we say. My producer, Alan, is with me and is smiling, remembering my father very well. And I'll have Alan actually say a few words in remembrance. There is an interesting aspect to losing a parent who has lived a very long time, and you are not a young man yourself. And, of course, it's totally luck that, I would have a parent this long. It comes, though, like everything does, with a price, because I have had that many more years to just assume I have my parents. So wow, I don't? They're no longer here? It's something one has to assimilate into one's consciousness. So here I am to talk to you, this show, about the loss of my second parent, my father. 1-8-PRAGER-776. This is the Dennis Prager Show. Hi, everybody. This is Dennis Prager, and I'm deciding to share my my period of the mourning for an immediate relative, which is a 7-day period in Judaism. In fact, if you'd see me, you would see I'm unshaven, which is very rare for me. And I can't figure out what I look like. Actually, it's a strange look for me, but it's good. I believe in ritualizing an event, if you will, even an emotion. But I am here, and I am talking about my father, and I want to talk to you about your parents and about death and, the real nitty-gritty of life that is part of life. As Ecclesiastes puts it, there's a time to live and a time to die. My father, as it happens, decided it was time to die, and I don't know how many of you caught it. The last time I had him on for his birthday about 10 years running, July 18th. And the last time I had him on, he was not the vigorous man he was before, not because of health reasons, but because he was, A, lost my mother, and B, then he had become paralyzed from the waist down and needed 24-hour care, which he hated. Such a vigorous man. And he said, and I don't know how many of you caught it, who heard it, but he said in very matter-of-fact tones in the middle of the interview, and it shocked me that he said it on radio, I knew he felt it, that he wanted to die. No self-pity, no complaint, just an honest statement that at this point he was ready to go. And he was a very, very big believer in God. This was not a secular man speaking about the futility of life, just period. And I and all of us in the family respected his saying that and understood it. I visited him with my wife and younger son and stepson. My older son had seen him considerably more frequently, living on the East Coast, so he didn't make this particular trip, but we did, and it was last Wednesday to New Jersey, and he died on Saturday. And there were some in the family who were adamant that gave him permission, that last visit gave him permission to go. And I have no idea. Literally only God knows. But all I could say is thank God we made that trip. It was totally understood to be a goodbye. It was not I'll see you next month. And he had the stroke 2 days later, and he signaled to my brother, who was a very prominent physician in New York, and my father was blessed to have a son living a few blocks away who was a major physician because he never had to enter a hospital. This is a whole subject unto itself. The rest of us who don't have children who are doctors, having a stroke like that probably would have been immediately rushed to a hospital, put on tubes. He was even more paralyzed after that. He had the movement of his right arm, basically. That was it. And they been kept alive just to suffer, in effect. And instead, my brother could give him sedatives, and the family that lives in New Jersey would be around him. He signaled with his hand because he wasn't speaking clearly that last day, and he signaled with his arm up up to heaven. I want to go up. I want to go up to heaven. Why would one not honor a person's wish after saying over and over and over how good a life? It's what he kept saying to me last Wednesday. I've had such a great life, Dennis. I've had such a great life. The name of his autobiography is Attitude and Gratitude. And he walked the walk. He didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk. He was tested the last 5 years. And he not only never complained, all he did was express gratitude for everything he'd had. Most of all, well, for his life in general, and most of all, of course, for my mother, his wife of 69 years, his partner of 73 years. He led a charmed life. He knew it, and he was very, very grateful. These are things that make an impact on a son. I think that I hope that I have inherited that attitude, the attitude and gratitude, if you will. Gratitude is a big part of my view on happiness. There are people who have a tremendous amount and spend their lives complaining. There are people who have little and spend their lives speaking with gratitude about everything that they do have. May I add on a personal note that the thousands of messages on my Facebook page have deeply, deeply touched me. It's why I'm broadcasting today. Because I share a lot of my life with you. I've been broadcasting 33 years. I've gone through a lot of things with you, as it were. So these are some of the thoughts. I have a lot more. Let me take your calls. And let's go to Ron in Sacramento, California. Hi, Ron. Dennis Prager.
Good morning, Dennis.
Hi.
I'm going to quickly say that I'm deeply saddened for your loss. I don't understand, obviously, because the connection between your father and you and your mother as well. I will only say that, as I indicated to the screener, I'm always extremely envious and jealous of people like you, and I mean this in the best way, not the worst way.
I know you do, and you don't have to defend yourself.
Okay, well, essentially what I'm going to point out to both you and your listeners is quickly this. I have nothing really good to remember about my parents. Well, I'm going to call them that for the moment, because they weren't parents that were supposed to have loved, nurtured, and cared and protected their children. All I remember about them is hatred, beatings, sadness, and that's all I know I remember. And
Ron, do you have children of your own?
I do, sir. You know, and they don't even know that I'm dying of advanced stage 4 prostate cancer. So, you know,
so
like I said,
so
you're yeah, you're just a...
Hold on. This is a powerful call. We'll be back in a moment. Hello, everybody. Dennis Prager here, and I'm devoting today's show as I come back in the period of mourning of 7 days that the Jewish religion mandates, and I am talking about my father, who died on Saturday night. I had seen him Wednesday. I'd gone from L.A. to New Jersey Wednesday, gone back to L.A. on Thursday, and then went back Saturday night to catch the Sunday funeral. I would say of the thousands of trips that I've taken in my life, the one I took last Wednesday to see him was the most important. I got to say goodbye, and it was a big deal. And may have actually enabled him to exit, as it were, which is what he wanted. I'm talking to you about parents' deaths. This is not a sad show. It's a serious show. And it's a break from, of course, the great political issues, which have great importance, and I have a lot to say about them, as you well know. But this is what is on my mind now, and I'm, in effect, having this period of mourning with you. And I thank you again for those kind comments on Facebook, and this is not a moral pressure to others of you to send in comments. It's just, I just want you to know that I'm touched. And those of you who donated to Prager University, because August is when we raise funds for Prager University and did so in my father's honor or something analogous, I'm very touched by that too. Now, Ron in Sacramento had a terrible relationship with his parents. Are you there, Ron?
Yes, sir, I am, Dennis.
Okay. And you have stage 4 cancer, which I'm very, very sorry to hear. And your children are not in your life either?
That's correct. My younger two, haven't spoken to them since 2002, 2003. And then my oldest daughter, I haven't spoken to her since 1991. And, again,
In a nutshell, why did this happen?
It's various reasons. It's just conflict between their mom and I, obviously going back and forth about different lifestyles and, the way that she wanted to raise them, the way that I wanted to raise them. And it just never seemed to end with regards to the battles between myself and my first ex-wife. But I just want to again point out both again to you, Dennis. I mean, you are an amazing person. My day for me is not fulfilled unless I listen to you, and that's what lifts me up daily. And the only other part in my life that's meaningful is my dog.
Let me just say this to you, Ron. First, I truly wish I could hug you. I really do. Second, I do want to give you one piece of comfort that comes from the book I most treasure, the Bible. And in the book of one of the prophets called Malachi, it says that there will be a day when God will return the hearts of fathers to sons and the hearts of sons to fathers. There are two things to be said about that. A, I do believe that is true. And it will not happen perhaps in this life, but it is not, that prophecy is not about this world. It's about a world to come, as it were, whether here or in a non-physical world. And the other is, why would this be written except for the fact that it was so common, even then, for parents and children to be alienated. So I hope that gives you some solace, because I really believe it. So God bless you. That's why you can't talk politics all the time. We don't live lives just about that. But as I said, we have to be concerned with the world. You have to be concerned with both. Anyway, Ron, I give you a hug through the airwaves. I really do. We will be back in a moment. I'm Dennis Prager. Hi, everybody. This is Dennis Prager, and I am talking about my dad who died on a Saturday night, to devote a show to life and death and to parents and children and to my own father, to honor his memory. And in Judaism, there is a 7-day period that starts with the death of the individual who is an immediate relative, and it's called sitting Shiva. Shiva just means 7, so you sit, as it were, you sit for 7 days. And I thought about this and thought about it and thought about it and thought I would like to share part of this with you because I'm in your life, and frankly, you're in my life. And this is a big chunk of my life. My father loved this show. I discovered in his house in New Jersey this past week. I discovered tapes from shows from the early 90s, and he just had them beautiful. My father's the most organized man that I have ever met. Let me give you an example. This is priceless. So I was about, 10 years ago. I was visiting my dad, and I was going to leave from New Jersey to Toronto to give a speech. And maybe it's more than 10 years ago, but it was in the beginning of the time where the Canadians insisted that you bring a passport. Americans were able to get into Canada for all of history just with a little ID, like a license, driver's license. And so I forgot to bring my passport from L.A. when I went to visit my father because I was thinking about going to New Jersey, not about going to Canada afterward. So I would have missed a lecture, which I never do. It's exceedingly, exceedingly rare. I've spoken with the flu. And I felt terrible. And my father said, well, is there any other ID that you can use? Well, I said, yeah, a birth certificate. But what good is that? Oh, he said, I have your birth certificate, and I swear that this is what happened. He went over to a certain drawer, opened it, and gave me my birth certificate. Is that mind-blowing? It's inconceivable. It is not in the realm of the possible that I would have been that organized. Oh, a box in the garage. Lucky if it would have been in the box in the garage and just not lost. And he knew where his son's birth certificate was. That is how organized he was. My father smoked cigars until about, I would say, 4 months prior to dying. I wonder if they will record his death as smoking related. I'm not kidding. Because ultimately he had that stroke and died, and they'll say, well, heart, who knows? He gave me my first cigar in my teens, and I think of him every time I smoke a cigar. He loved his scotch. He drank scotch with the ease that most mortals drink orange juice. Never once inebriated, right? You know my dad, looking at Alan. If I had given that much scotch, I would simply fall him down. I just, I can't handle alcohol. Did your mother drink? Did my mother drink? Yeah, he gave her either a martini or he would make her a martini periodically, but she wasn't nearly as his statement was, in the Navy, you basically had two choices: alcohol or prostitutes. And he was married, so he chose alcohol. That was his view. My father, he always had a view. Although I will say this, we're pretty realistic about our dad. Had he had a radio show, he would have been off the air within 3 or 4 days. He would have insulted so many callers, berating them for what he perceived as just being so wrong as to be dumb or whatever. But that's another matter. We had a realistic view. The we is the family, and he was a magnificent grandfather. And this may surprise some of you, but it's important to be said because I don't want people to have an image that isn't true. My parents gave us a great home, but they were not loving parents when we grew up. They became loving parents when we were adults. But their love was overwhelmingly for one another. And, that was not easy for my brother or for me. So most everybody has challenges in being raised. But I don't want you to get a false impression that this was, out of some film or some perfect home. It was not. But there was a lot of respect. That's probably ultimately more important. Would have been nice to have had more affection, but it was what it was. I went for affection to friends, and those of you who have heard my take on friendships know how life-sustaining I think they are. And I'm talking about male friendships. And the friends in my life to this day are of immeasurable, literally immeasurable significance to my happiness. And it started very young because I realized that's where I'm going to get my love, and I did. My closest male friend began and never ended that I would have one in the 6th grade. Before 6th grade, I don't recall having. And I had buddies, but starting then. All right, more coming up, devoting this show to life and death and to my father's memory. MaxPrager.com is his website. You can see pictures and read about him. Yeah, that's worth signing in for. All they want are names. My dad believed in fighting evil. There's no question that he communicated that to me and to my brother. He hated the bad guy. That's why he enlisted in World War II. He could have. He did not have to. He had a child. You were exempt, I believe, and he just volunteered. He writes about his Navy days, years in the Pacific, as among the greatest of a great life. It wasn't like the greatest in an otherwise humdrum life. It was the greatest days in many ways in a great life, an exciting life. I'm sure I got a lot of my love of America from my father. I would look at his Navy books with just as a child. It's a great series about that were given, I guess, to everybody who was in the Navy. Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, and Sue. Hi, Sue. Dennis Prager.
God bless you, Dennis. I own your dad's book. I listened every year. My husband and I listen to you 3 hours a day since the 90s, I guess. But God bless you. I'm ordering a copy of today's show, and thank you for yesterday with Dad on his 89th birthday. But I hope that somehow, perhaps on Prager University, you could do some excerpts of your father's ideas that were so good, and of yesteryear when people cared more about each other and less about money and status and things of that sort. He was a wonderful man. I loved the story about the fork in Murray's buttocks because your dad's mom got upset. But these are such wonderful stories, and I really appreciate them.
That's great.
No, I'm serious. I hope you write more about him and about some of these stories because people need to hear these things. They really do. And I remember you were talking about how you should stay in touch with your parents and how your dad every night would call his mother. And you were there at the table, and his mother would say that your mother was a Hitler. And you guys laughed about it. You didn't take umbrage or insult and refuse to speak to her.
That's exactly right.
But in other words, you understood that was grandmom, and you didn't hold grandmom against herself. She was grandmom, and she deserved respect. And your dad gave it.
You make it worthwhile because you really it made the impact that I would like it to make. Folks, I'm sharing my dad and this period afterwards with you today. You're listening to the Dennis Prager Show.
On tomorrow's episode of Dennis Teaches the Torah.
one of my mottos in life is that every blessing comes with a curse. There is a great deal of beauty in taking care of one another and those kind of bonds. The ugliness is that it becomes higher than morality. It's like my country right or wrong, my family right or wrong, my blood right or wrong. And I think that the ultimate message in the Torah is right or wrong is higher than blood.
Come back tomorrow for Dennis Prager's signature series on the first 5 books of the Bible. Dennis Teaches the Torah. This has been Timeless Wisdom with Dennis Prager. Visit DennisPrager.com for thousands of hours of Dennis's lectures, courses, and classic radio programs, and to purchase Dennis Prager's Rational Bibles. We want to take just a second to thank the team at Life Audio for their partnership with us on the podcast. Go to lifeaudio.com to find dozens of other faith-centered podcasts in their network, including shows about prayer, Bible study, parenting, and more.
If you're eating less, staying disciplined, and the weight still isn't coming off, the problem may not be your effort, it may be your metabolism. After years of stress, dieting, and lack of sleep, the body adapts. It slows down and holds on to fat. That's why PhD Weight Loss focuses on your metabolism first, so your body stops working against you. Mention Prager today and receive 2 free weeks plus free food, a $1,500 value. Call 864-644-1900. That's 864-644-1900.